And this is a daily talk show subject to change any day, any moment. But you know what I've come to realize? I should have known it from the start. Mm-hmm. This aggressive Patriots offseason, complete bullcrap, complete garbage. And what set me over the edge and what was the last straw for me on this, and again, this could change in a moment, could change tomorrow, could change Monday with the tampering period, Wednesday with the signing period. If they get Stanley or someone else, I'll stand down. But we have a show to do today. So as of today, I think this whole thing is fugazi, complete garbage, and shame on me for buying into it. And what set me over the edge is this Joe Thuney thing. And Joe Thuney, guard, tackle, but, more of a guard. Some have said maybe even a Hall of Famer.
According to Bedard.
Okay? But certainly a Pro Bowl caliber player, an all-pro caliber player, even at 32. He had a great year last year. This is like a classic example of, if you have a bad Super Bowl, all of a sudden you suck. You suck as a franchise. You suck as a quarterback. You just suck. Even though that Chiefs team and Joe Thuney was excellent all season long, it got pantsed in the last game. But Joe Thuney had an excellent year, playing out of position. He's a little on the older side at 32, but certainly has fuel left in the tank. He is, for a team that has talked about culture and system fit and that sort of thing, you couldn't ask for more than Joe Thuney. He becomes available via trade. He goes for a 4th-round pick in 2026, which in present-day value is a 5th-round pick this year. You inquire on him, according to Burt Breer. You were in on Joe Thuney, and it turns out the asking price was too much on Joe Thuney. Could not be a more perfect fit for this team. And the price was too high. I'm out. They were lying again. It's bullcrap. This aggressive offseason, bullcrap. And I should have known. I should have known at the Combine, Mazz. Last week, when Vrabel's asked about their offseason plans in free agency, Elliott Wolf is asked about their offseason plans in free agency, and they immediately started talking about plan C, D, and E. For example, I gave a couple quick, I pulled out a couple quick cuts just to give an example. Mike Vrabel, right out of the chute, asked about the plans in free agency. Here's what he said.
I'm confident that we'll be aggressive. We've started some of those discussions internally. And I think having different plans and having an option A and option B, things are going to change. Everybody's looking at the same players. So we have to be ready to pivot and adjust and have a vision for each player, I would say, at each level. Plan B, plan C, we have to be able to adjust. We have to be able to pivot. Mm-hmm. And I think having different plans and having an option A and option B, things are going to change.
Then Elliott Wolf is asked the next day. He's asked about his plans in free agency. What did Elliott Wolf say last week?
I think it's about pivoting. If you don't get plan 1, then you go for plan 2. And if you don't get plan 2, you go for plan 3. And I just think it's about keeping your options open.
Boy, am I stupid. Do you know why they were talking about plan B?
Because they already knew they weren't getting the guy at the top of their list.
Plan C and being able to pivot. Do you know why they were talking about that?
Again, I'll repeat. Because they knew they already weren't getting the guy at the top of their list?
Idiot, Felger. Why didn't you think? It was obvious last week. They've already determined that plan A and the first move is what, everybody?
Too expensive.
Thank you. Yeah. Say it along with me. Excellent.
Expensive.
Excellent class. Gold stars all the way around.
Too much money.
They've already determined that plan A is too expensive. And they're not going to get their guys. They already knew it with all the tampering that goes on. They already knew it. Last week they knew it. That they're not going to get the guy. They're not going to pay for the guy. This is all too expensive. So the key is to be able to pivot, and think on your feet.
Spin.
And this whole week, you've had these reporters talking about, well, what's going to be plan B and plan C and plan D, ignoring the fact that the reason we're talking about that in the first place is because plan A, say it again with me,
too expensive.
There it is, class. Excellent. Oh, I'm so proud. That's what it is. These freaking guys. And Joe Thuney sent me over the edge. Because what? Because now what? Now what's the excuse? It's like, We were doing this with the receivers. Deebo Samuel's available for a pretty affordable price. He's fat. DK Metcalf available for a pretty affordable price, or we'll see. Presumably less than a first-round pick. He
Doesn't fit the
He's a
system.
bad system fit. He's not a good route runner. He doesn't want to live in Massachusetts anyway, so, no. Devontae Adams. Well, he wants to go out west. He wants to follow Aaron Rodgers. He's 32, so, no, it's not really a fit. There's one excuse after the next. Now it's Joe Thuney. What's a perfect system fit, perfect culture fit? He's versatile. Now, look, if you make the Super Bowl and go up against the Philadelphia Eagles, he's a problem at tackle. Anything short of that, guard or tackle, he's pretty damn good. Just the kind of guy you need. What's the excuse now?
Too much money.
And you know what the excuse probably is? Well, we're already playing Awenu, and it's not smart to have too much invested at guard. We have too many other needs, so we're not going to overinvest. We already have pay for high guard. That's what it is, because it ain't the draft pick compensation, please. Like most things in that league, it's the money. He's due $16 million this year, but only $4 million is guaranteed. So let me guess how this whole thing transpired. And you would say, well, why are the Chiefs getting rid of him? And I would say the same thing. Because with a year left on his contract at $16 million with only $4 million guaranteed, 16 is too expensive. So the Chiefs go to him and say, listen, you only have $4 million guaranteed. We have that in the bank, but let's extend you. We'll come up with a new deal. We'll call it 8 in year 1 instead of 16, but we'll tack on another year or whatever. Let's use the $4 million guaranteed as a jumping off point to give you a new contract. And Thuney says, and they start to negotiate, and they can't come to the price. And Thuney says, no, sorry, I'm not going to renegotiate the 16. You're going to have to cut me. And then I'll be a free agent, and I'll make my money as a free agent. And the Chiefs say, all right, you're traded. And consequently, they probably talk to the teams that they're looking at trading him to, and saying if the team picks up his salary, then he's kosher. He's good. Yeah, I'll go anywhere if they pick up the full 16. But wait a minute. So where do you end up going? Chicago, you want to renegotiate my contract? Okay, yeah, let's talk. No, I don't like your deal. You're going to have to pay me 16 or you're going to have to cut me. Okay, we'll pay you the 16. Boom. Chicago's got a deal. Maybe they were doing that across the board. The teams that were inquiring on Joe Thuney, the real negotiation was him and his agent.
Definitely.
And what does a new contract look like? And if Thuney doesn't like your contract, all he has to say is, no, you're going to have to release me. And then I'll be a free agent, and I'll make my money one way or the other. And my guess is it wasn't the 4th round pick in 2026. It was the 16 that either they would have to pay or Thuney was driving a hard bargain on the next deal. You could renegotiate that, which means a new contract. And it came down to that. Either way, if this guy's too expensive, then your whole aggressive offseason is complete and utter bullcrap.
I think it went exactly the way you presented. I think that's exactly it. They wanted to renegotiate the deal. He said no, because his money will guarantee as soon as they start the season, correct? As a veteran guy?
That is right, Mazz. Very good.
As soon as he starts the season, his money guarantees
as a vested
$16
veteran.
million.
That's right.
So he knows they're not going to cut me before the opener. I'm still a good player. They're going to put me on the line. I signed this contract, and if I played well through the first X years, 4 years, or whatever the hell it was, because I think it was a 5-year deal, the 5th year is still going to be worth it because I'm a $16 million player. And he's right.
So this, and then again, I just, it was ringing in my ears at the time, and I'm just late. I'm just late to it. That's when I'm driving home, or it's a week late. But this, Elliot, Elliot, you worm. What are we doing? We're going to be Jimmy Stewart, Jay Stu, Elliot Wolf. We're going to be aggressive in free agency, right? No. Or what? Aggressive in free agency, Elliot?
I think it's about pivoting.
No, it's about pivoting. It's about pivoting.
See, when he said that at that time, I thought he was just parroting Vrabel.
He sure was.
Go for plan 2, and if you don't get plan 2, you go for plan 3. And I just think it's about keeping your options open.
Yeah. Why are they talking about plan 2 and plan 3? You don't do plan 2 and plan 3 if you think you have a realistic shot, or plan 1 is in the bag. They already knew plan 1 was out the door because it was too expensive.
I think that's right. There's always a lag on these things. We've talked about this before, that when stuff comes out, it happened a week ago. It's basically something like that, or a number of days ago. They already knew that Tooney wasn't going to budge. They knew he was out there. They inquired about him. It was going to cost them $16 million, and they said no.
DK Metcalf, make me laugh. They're not doing that. I mean, reports are they're super serious on Ronnie Stanley. Okay, listen, if they get him, I'll take it all back. You know me. I can admit when I'm wrong. Not a problem. Happens all the time. And I'll just shove it right back down. Everything I'm doing right here, I'll shove it right back down my mouth. No problem. As I stand here today, please. Vrabel said it. Yeah, I'd like to
I'm
think we're
confident that we'll be aggressive. We've started some of those discussions internally. And I think having different plans and having an option A and option B, I mean, things are going to change. Everybody's looking at the same players. So we have to be ready to pivot and adjust and have a vision for each player, I would say, at each level.
He was saying that because he knew plan A was already out the door.
Pivot.
About pivoting. That was a big word there in Indy. Pivoting. Why do you think they were talking about
Keeping
pivoting?
your options open.
Pivoting.
And I think it's about pivoting.
How did we all not see it right then and there? How did we all not see it? These are all pipe dreams.
And adjust and pivot.
Adjust
and have a vision.
Pivot.
For each player, I would say, at each level.
Plan 2, plan 3, plan A, plan B, plan
And I think it's
C.
about pivoting.
Talk about a perfect plan C franchise.
Plan 1, then you go for plan 2, and if you don't get plan 2, you go for plan 3.
It's really plan D. Okay, and we all know what that stands for. 617-779-0985.
I was going to say plan B is in bone.
If you like that clip, check out more videos from Felger and Mazz here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.